gazed upon and drawn knowledge from the stars since the beginning of time. But the push for advanced technology has resulted in a growing accumulation of space junk. We are burying the stars with our trash. I'm Moriba Jah, astrodynamicist and space environmentalist. I invite you to join me as we travel the world to collectively explore solutions to this growing problem of space junk. This is Shifted Space. On my first stop, I'm returning to Hawaii, a place where I spent several years studying space. Aloha and slow down. That really encapsulates how awesome this community is here. Here on Molokai, Hawaiian tradition and sustainable lifestyle are still practiced. Students here call themselves farmers of land and sea. I'm going to visit them and ask that they help me by linking their cultural ideas about environmentalism on land and sea to space. But first, I want to share with them just how serious the problem with space junk is. In 1957, people sent the first satellite into Earth orbit, and now every one of those dots is something that a human is responsible for having put in orbit, and most of the stuff is just going to stay there like forever.
I love the fact that Moriba is here as a professor, as a person of science and technology. It allows our kids here on Molokai to have that opportunity to understand what is out there in the space.
What's happening in space is sort of like what Molokai residents are seeing with trash in their ocean. It's a compounding problem that requires action. In the very near future, space debris could impact satellites that remote places like Molokai depend on for communications, weather forecasting, and critical infrastructure. The students at my next stop have their own unique ideas about how we can be a part of the solution.
Mahalo no ko ho'okipo ana mai ia mako e ao mai ia mako I kia ike ho e pili ana I ka lewa mawaho.
E ho mai ka ike mai luna mai e o na mea.
Our lifestyle here connects to space because in ancient Hawaii, the Polynesians, they used stars to navigate.
In the beginning, humanity had an intergenerational contract regarding stewardship and custodianship of plants, life, animals, custodianship and stewardship, and that there's an ecological detriment as a consequence of the shift from stewardship to ownership. I became a space environmentalist in the spirit of interconnectedness and honoring this stewardship, and that is the path forward, and that land, air, sea, and space are interconnected. Anybody have any ideas about achieving sustainable behaviors?
I think if you take something, you have to, give a little back. Like if you're fishing, you have to, take out some trash from the ocean.
Once you take something, you need to make sure it comes back again, replenish it.
Responsibility, I like that. So when you say the circumstances,
Learning about what Dr. Jah has presented to us today, it really changed our perspective.
you have all these countries that are launching stuff into space. They're not coordinating with each other. They're just putting stuff up there.
I believe it's a good idea to find out some way to get rid of the trash all up in space.
Even though we're on Earth on a very tiny island, we're actually very connected to space.
Raised in that sort of thing.
I'm so grateful for the students here on Molokai. They shared with me the Hawaiian concept of kuleana. They explained that kuleana refers to an innate responsibility to steward the natural world. This cultural wisdom reminds us that it's our duty to protect and care for the things that future generations will depend on for survival. This is my dharma, and powerful stuff that I believe needs to be considered as we work together to find global solutions for cleaning up space.